Good morning. Sawati Tonchao. How's everybody doing? Today is a special day for me, although it's just another day. Really, it's just another day. It's October 15th. It is 8:33, and that's about it, really. Now, today, as I said, is October 15th. So, there are a number of people who were born on October 15th. Apparently, I share my birthday with Nietzsche, a duchess, a godfather, and a heavyweight champion. Thank you, Dale. And, that's not bad company, I guess. Let's see, who else? Mario Puzo, the author of The Godfather, Tito Jackson, Emerald Lagasse, Sarah Ferguson, thank you. Italo Calvino, brilliant Italian novelist for Invisible Cities and If on a Winter's Night a Travel. I've never heard of him. Former President of India, APJ Abdul Kalam Ginnuwine, born 1970. Keisha Cole, I've heard of her, and Anthony Joshua. So those are the people born today on October 15th. Not that it's a really big deal. And quite honestly, I woke up this morning, I get up, I'm sitting there. Of course I'm up early. I'm up 4:30, 5 o'clock. And around 6:30, my wife gets up, Alex gets up, and Alex is getting ready to leave, and he goes, "Oh, happy birthday." I said, "Thank you." And then my wife goes, "Oh, yeah, happy birthday." She forgot. She always forgets. He forgets. They all forget. But I don't really care, Now, today I'm 63, but in Thailand, if you don't know it, once you hit January 1st, then you become 64. That's the way they do it in their culture. I don't know why, but I've always woken up early. I've woken up at 5 o'clock. Thank you, Dale. Thank you very much. Let me give you a little like there. Give him a like. There we go. And I'll give him a heart. Oops. Ah, darn it. Oh. There we go. All right, so let's see if I can give him another one here. I don't know. Yeah, since, as long as I can remember, when I was 15 years old, I was working in a barrel factory during the summers. And I used to have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then just from as long as I can remember, I've woken up at 5 or 6 o'clock every day. And now, as I get older, and I notice that I wake up earlier. Sometimes I wake up at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I'm like, oh no, I got to go back to sleep. And it takes me a half an hour or so, and then maybe I sleep for another hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. But now what I'm trying to do is cut my espresso down. I'll drink in the morning, but usually it's around, I think it's 10 hours that you're not supposed to drink espresso before you go to sleep. So I go to sleep pretty early now. I go to sleep 8:30, 9 o'clock. So if it's 9 o'clock, then that means 11 o'clock in the morning. Hey, thank you very much. That means, is that what it is? I can't even think right now. I don't know why, but you're not supposed to drink for 10 hours. So, oh, no. Yeah, that's right. So if you're you know, if you go to sleep at 9, you're not supposed to drink until, you're not supposed to drink after 11. Yes. Or maybe it's after their New Year. I'm not sure. Um, let me see something here. Um, yeah, they calculate it. At your birth, you're considered to be 1 year old. So, yeah. I thought I was older than you. Craig was born on October 10th. I know that. I remember that. Actually, 63 is considered old in Thailand. I hate to tell you that. That's why they retire at around 55. October 12th? Jesus Christ, like, my memory is gone, man. I knew it was, I think it was on, is it Columbus Day? No, it was the day before, it was on Columbus Day, the 12th. Yeah. That's what I remember. There you go. I share my birthday with Dolly Parton, Edgar Allan Poe, Robert E. Lee, and Janis Joplin. Well, Edgar Allan Poe was a strange dude, man. Very, very strange and talented writer, but Jesus, he was weird, man. I mean, he was definitely he was a weirdo. I mean, he died at 40. And you know, the only thing when I think about Edgar Allan Poe, I think about the book The Telltale Heart, which, if you read it, it's not very long. I don't remember how long it is, but if you read it, man, I mean, the guy had to be out there. He must have, something was going on with him, because, yeah, he wrote that in 1843, so what is that? Jesus, that's almost 200 years old. So, but I mean, that's a strange book. Let me see something here. Psychological horror narrated by an unreliable narrator who insists on his sanity while describing a gruesome murder driven by the old man's vulture eye. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it. That was a weird, weird book. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. No, when you're 55, people in Thailand retire. That's when a lot of people retire. Now, they may not fully retire, but a lot of people, they're at a company, and their company might lay them off at 55 and go, okay, you know, that's it. Well, it doesn't matter if you got a bar girl or not. I don't really care about that. All I care is what the truth is. And and that's what I'm concerned about, really. But I know a lot of people, government people, they retire at something like 60. Private people, it's between 55 and 60. And the self-employed people, I mean, I met a taxi driver the other day. He was 57. I go, oh, how long till you retire? He goes, I'm never going to retire. He probably doesn't have the money. But I met another one who was like 80. And he goes, I'll be driving this cab as long as I can. You know, he didn't care. Well, I got that beat, Dale. I'm sorry. Um, Go to the MRT office, bring your passport if you're over 60, and tell them you want the retiree card, and they'll give you a card and you get 50% off on all rides, which is fantastic because, I mean, you know, if it's 60 baht, that means you pay 30 baht. You can go back and forth for as much as most people are paying full price, you know, but not the BTS. They differentiate between foreigners and Thais, which that irritates me. I mean, honestly, everybody goes, "Oh, well, you're just a guest here. You shouldn't get the same right." Listen, I've been here for 31 years. Next year, I'll been here half my life. When is it that they go, "Hey, you know what? You may not have been born here, but you're pretty close to being Thai." And I don't want to be Thai. I like being American. I like being a foreigner. I don't really care. But to me, they need to think about it and think about how it makes most foreigners, I don't want to say how they feel, but I don't think it's really reasonable. And if they're trying to get people to come here, they need to be a little more reasonable about numerous things. And those are the only things that kind of irk me here. Well, hey, you know, but the thing is that most people will never be. You're not going to be Thai, even if you're considered Thai. You're not going to be considered Thai. I'm talking about legally considered Thai. Most people are not going to say, "Oh, he's Thai." They're going to say, "Oh, he's a naturalized Thai." You know, whatever. It's their country. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it the same way as people look at it in the U.S. You know, I mean, in the U.S., it's like, "Oh, welcome everybody. Diversification, diversity. Everybody can live in the United States. We're all one harmonious family." No, we're not. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I'm the kind, I don't want to be around, I just don't want to, listen, I don't want to be around people. You know, listen, I'm sitting here. It's quiet. Nobody's bugging me. The girls aren't bothering me. There's nobody here bothering me. And by, 10 o'clock, 10:30 when I'm done, there'll be some people here. I'm going to go to the grocery. I'm going to buy a few things. I don't need many things, but I'm going to buy a few things. And then I'm out. And I'm going home. And I'm not going anywhere. I mean, really, I don't know if I'm going to stream for I may not stream for another 2 weeks. I don't know how long. I could stream in 3 days, but I don't know. I don't feel like streaming, to be honest. It's my birthday, and I'm like, oh, I got to stream on my birthday. I mean, and really, I don't need to. But I'm here. Yeah, I'm going to get a steak. I am going to get myself a steak, and I know my wife is going to get me a cupcake, or we're going to get a little cake here and divide it up and all that, which, I don't usually eat that stuff. And today I will, simply because, I'm watching what I eat, and I'm in pretty damn good shape now, considering how I let myself go for a few years. But I'm about, how many pounds? About 12 pounds, 12 or 14 pounds from the last real fighting weight that I fought at, which was 75 kilos. Thank you. No, I'm a little more than that. It's 22 or something. Yeah, 22 pounds. And that was 39, 37, 26 years ago. So I'm pretty close to that. I can start to see my abs again, which I'm happy about. But anyway, one piece of cake is not going to hurt. A little tiny piece of cake, no big deal. And yeah, I mean, I don't have many cheat days. About 5, 6. But the last time I fought, I was about 165. And I was in, I mean, I'm not like 165 I'm just big, you know, big in the shoulders, big in the arms, in my leg, my calves are big. Everything's pretty big on me. But anyway, that doesn't really matter. That's nice. I feel good. I'm in better shape. My clothes fit me better. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of cake either, but I don't know what she's going to get. I know she'll get something, and she'll go, well, she'll get like 4 cupcakes, or she'll get one little cake about that big, and that's fine for me. I won't eat many carbs today at all because the cake's going to have a lot of carbs in it, and then that's it. That's my day. And, birthdays are for when you're really young. When you're old, they're just milestone, a milestone. Where was I when I was 20? Where was I when I was 40? When I was 20, I didn't think I was going to make 30. When I was 30, I didn't think I was going to make 40. Then I started thinking about it, and I thought, I'm going to make 50. Now I'm like, okay, I got to make 70. Can I make 70? Yeah, well, that's the thing. All those things are not really prevalent here. It's very easy to get a cake, and I don't care. So give me a cake, give me a piece of pie, give me whatever. I don't really care, They got pie here, I think. They got cheesecake here. They got a few things. But I'm looking at the steak and looking at a few other things. I've been eating a lot of fish, a lot of shrimp. And I want some lamb chops. Been eating minced lamb. I just eat all this stuff. I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since 6 o'clock last night, so I'm a little bit hungry. But that's what I've been doing, so it works. Anyway, there was a couple of things that happened in the news, and I don't really. It's not all that important. Really, the only thing that's important is the banking in Thailand and the supposedly tax problem, which it's not a problem. Nothing has changed. If you're making an exorbitant amount of money, then probably you're going to have to pay some tax at some point. If you're not going to have to. And for somebody like me, who, I'm making money from basically, thank you everybody. Yeah, it's starting to pay off. And I know about this. And that's the thing. I look at it from the approach of, I'm going to get in the ring on this particular day. That's my fight. I still look at it that way. I'm getting ready to weigh in. I'm not going to, I'm just going to, like now, I'm drinking coffee. I'll have, this is the water, and that'll be it until lunch, and then I'll go and weigh myself again when I go home. It's like 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, I go home, and I weigh myself, and I see how much I weigh, and that's about it. And that's my one vice right here, is the dirty coffee. And I don't drink that every day, but it is pretty good. I love Boston cream pie. There's a lot of things I love, but I don't want to eat them. I haven't had a soda in probably 6 months. I haven't had, thanks. Yeah, well, it's interesting because I know you for such a long time. I remember when we were just little kids running around, back in the woods and stuff, and I just think about that, and I think, man, I can't believe I'm over here. Started there, and then I've been all over the world now, and sometimes I made some money, sometimes I haven't, but it's been a hell of a ride so far. And we got a couple of things we're supposed to do. I don't know. The wife is supposed to take some time off, and then maybe we're going to go somewhere in another 2-3 weeks. Maybe I'm going to go somewhere in another 3-4 weeks. If we don't go somewhere, I'm going somewhere. I know where I want to go. And, I'm always looking for these places that are rather unknown. But, let me just tell you right now, the Thai baht 32.55 to the dollar, which is okay. Anything above 32.5, and I'm smiling. Air quality is 46, which is, it's pretty good. It's not fantastic. I'd like somewhere better, but temperature 79 degrees, high of 87, low of 77. The feel like temperature is 82 degrees. It's not really that hot out. And it's still because it's kind of the rainy season, and once it gets up to about 87, it gets towards the 90, then it's going to be a little bit muggier because of the humidity. 89% humidity, and for the rest of the week it'll be raining and mostly cloudy. It looks like it's starting to get a little bit cloudy right now outside. When I came over here, it was sunny, and that was 35 minutes ago. So. But I wanted to talk about a couple of things besides the banking. Well, the taxes and the banking. The taxes, I wouldn't worry about. And if you are worried about it, then go talk to somebody. Go talk to a legal professional. Don't get all your information from the internet or from YouTube or wherever it is. Go talk to somebody who really knows about it, like a Thai who has extensive tax experience. And my guess is that, if you have to pay anything, most people are not going to have to pay all that much. And then when it comes to the bank, listen, I talked about this banking thing till I'm blue in the face. And I see all these people, I got a problem with my bank. I only know of 2 people who had their bank accounts frozen. One of them got unlocked almost immediately. The other one, it's still frozen. And, to be quite honest, other than that, everybody that I've heard complaining has been asked, can you go in with this paper and show that your mobile phone number matches up the mobile phone number on your bank account? Or can you do this, or can you do that? And most of the time, not all the time, it makes sense what they're doing. You don't have to like it. I don't like it. I don't like all this stuff where they want to scan your face and they want to make sure this and make sure that. We want just for your safety. It ain't for my safety. Let's just get that clear. And the thing is now what I need is I want a third bank account. And I have a way to do that I may do in the next, I'd say within 3 months. Because I have bank accounts in the U.S., I have bank accounts in Thailand, and I'm going to have a bank account somewhere else because, I don't trust banks, man. I mean, how many of you really trust your bank? I understand that they now insure up to 250,000 in the U.S. Here in Thailand, it's 1 million baht. No, I have not got my Wise card yet. It's been probably 3 weeks since it was 2 to 3 weeks. I don't really remember, but at least 2 weeks since it's been sent. So I'm hoping, since today is Wednesday, I'm hoping it shows up today. I don't know if it does, but even if it doesn't, I'll get another one sent. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've already got everything. All my banks are straight. I've got everything taken care of that they've asked of me, which has been very little. And so I'm not worried about it. And like I said, I put 2,000 or 3,000 baht, like $100. I put in Siam Commercial. And then I use that for the motorbike or the taxi scans. For food, I use a couple of things. I got an American Express, and I use that because I want the points, but the points suck on it, so it's not really worth it. I can use what is it, Truist in America, but they charge a fee, an exchange fee, which it sucks. They give you a shitty exchange rate, and then they charge you an exchange fee. So I don't use them. Now I'm just putting a little bit of money in there every month, and that's it. But Charles Schwab, which I have a checking account and I have a brokerage account. Charles Schwab is very good. They sent me my card here. They don't charge an exchange fee. You get a good rate. It's almost as good as the Wise card. So if I don't get the Wise card for some reason, which, as long as I don't activate the Wise card, nobody can use it, so it's worthless. Then that's fine. I don't really care. But I'd like to have it. But my Wise account is now in the U.S., and I do have a virtual card, which I use. So that works pretty well. But, the one thing that I have been doing lately is I'm looking at getting a bank account in another country that's not going to cost me an arm and a leg. You don't have to pay a $50 fee every month or something like that. And also looking at the places that might best be suited for me to have a second place, even if I just get residency and I don't get a citizenship or a permit or something like that. I just get a residency permit, not, I love Schwab, not citizenship, not a passport. That's fine. I'd like to get another passport because I just don't trust the way things are in the U.S. now. I think it's that bad in the U.S. and maybe I don't see it, but no, it's an American account. I'm still looking at Ecuador, although there are some knocks against it. Still looking at Portugal, although there are some knocks against it. Still looking at Spain. And now I'm starting to look at Greece. But I don't know, I haven't decided on anything, and I don't have the ability to go there now, so I'm not really worried about it. It'll be a few years, and anything can happen in a few years. Well, Switzerland would be great, but it'd also be very expensive. So, maybe it's a great place to live. They may have their shit together there, but there are other places. Well, my mother and my sister have been here. My father hasn't been here, but listen, he's almost 84 years old. I don't expect him to travel. So that's the thing. If I go to Greece in 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is, I'll probably go home and visit him. And then if I do that, maybe there's a chance I'll go to Ecuador and check it out. I don't like Hong Kong, man. I like Hong Kong when it's Hong Kong, not when it's Chinese. I don't want anything to do with the Chinese, period. I was thinking about it, and I thought, there's a reason why you have these principles that you live by. And I was thinking about that, and I thought, normally I would go to Hong Kong. I would think of Hong Kong as a great place. But after what happened, and after being there and seeing what's happened, hey, thank you. Thank you very much. I look at Hong Kong as part of China now. China's, got it under its thumb. They've squelched the protests. and I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want my money in a Chinese bank account. That's how I look at it. I don't want to live in Malaysia, you know, I don't want to live in Indonesia, I don't want to live in Vietnam. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Oh God, many times. I just went about 2 years ago, and that's why I'm due for another visit. Well, I know a couple places to go, and I have somebody on the ground there who, you know, I stayed with when I was there before. And you know, it's very nice, but that is a concern of mine. The other thing is that it is quite close to, oh shit, it's quite close to the United States. And that way I could get home and see my parents and stuff like that. But, you know, who knows? I don't know what's going to happen in another three years. Not really, I don't want to live in Southeast Asia. And some of that has to do with my wife. You know, you think about it. Thank you. Thank you very much. You think about it. How many people do Thais really like? How many groups of people do they really like? Not many. They don't like many at all. You know. So, as far as I'm concerned, you know, I mean, I think about it. Oh, yeah, let's go live in Vietnam. No, my wife is going to get sick of living in Vietnam. My kids would get sick of it. I'd get sick of it. I'd get sick of running in and out of the country. I don't want to live in the Philippines. They would just bug me to death. I don't want to live in Malaysia because I don't want to be around Chinese and Indians, and you know, I know it's Malaysian, but I just don't want to be there. And I don't want to be in Indonesia, you know, just because it's such a huge country. And I mean, maybe if I was living on an island somewhere, I don't know, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So then, you know, you name Singapore, forget about it. I don't want to live in Singapore. To me, Singapore is one of the most boring places I've ever lived. And I know now you got the casinos and there are things to do. But after you do them, after you go shopping, then what do? Then it's just a fairly expensive place to live. And I don't want to live there. And, you know, they've got so many rules and regulations, and I just, no thank you. Forget about Laos. Forget about Burma. Forget about Cambodia. Cambodia, I would go on my own. But I'm not on my own. You know. So where does that leave me? You know, I'm not going to go there. It's not going to happen. So. You know, I think about the places, and no, I'm not in a pickle at all. I still like living in Thailand. My wife likes living in Thailand, but you know, she's, oh man. Gnarly. She's got a few years until retirement, and then, you know, I'm an old man by then. You know, 68 years old. You think about it. Do you really want to? God damn it! I got to sneeze again. Do you really want to? Do you really want to move around when you're 68, 70 years old, to go live somewhere else? Not really. So, you know, 65, 66, okay, yeah, maybe, because that means maybe I got 10 years left somewhere. But, you know, I would go live part-time somewhere, and that's it. No, I'm not going to Japan. I know Japan. I like Japan. It's a great place to visit. But the Mediterranean is calling my name. And that's why we might go to Greece. We might go to Italy. I'm not sure. We might go to Sicily. We might go to Sardinia. I have no idea right now. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere like that. It's not going to happen. I like going to the places where the locals welcome you and you don't have to really worry about crime. That's what I like. And I know if I go to South America, Central America, you always have to worry about those things. You know, and I don't want to have the mentality that if somebody comes up to me, like to talk to me, I'm going to have to brawl with them. I got to think to myself, hey, I'm going to have to handle things here. And, you know, that might mean that I'm going to be beat up, I'm going to be killed. I mean, you know, who wants that? I just think about it now, and I think about it from the perspective of somebody who doesn't want any hassle. Much different than when you're younger and you're like, I'm going to do what I want to do here, and, you know, it's a much different mentality than I used to have, and then what a lot of younger people have, whereas, you know, somebody's looking at them wrong, they might get into a fight. I don't want that anymore. You know, I've been to Central America, I've been to South America, and I've had a good time. But I don't know that I want to live there. I just don't know. You know, and I mean, here I am. I'm living in Thailand. Most people would go, oh, I want to live in Thailand. They'd give their right arm to live in Thailand. A lot of people would. Now, some people might not want to, and they're looking at it now, oh my God, isn't the banking system so screwed up? Isn't the tax system so terrible there? It's so hard to get a visa. No, it's not. These people, they're talking out their ass, most of them. They have no idea. In fact, I got a comment. Where is it here? From this guy. And he says, where is he? Where is this comment? Here we go. No, I'm not living in Colombia. Oh, wow. Thank you. Birthdays are like sex once a year after 63. Not with me, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm not settling for once a year. I wouldn't settle for once a week. I'm sorry, man. That's just not enough. As a man, you know, men have needs. And at 63, my needs have yet to subside. There is more bad than there is good in Thailand. Attitude of people sucks. Politically unstable. So I just wrote him back and said, rubbish, you must not know the place very well at all. And of course he never wrote back. The attitude of most Thai people is really fine. I don't expect it to be perfect. Well, if your wife is Colombian, I've been to Colombia, I've been to Medellin, and I loved it. It was fantastic. But I don't know that I would live there just because I think Asian culture is a little more my speed than, you know, Latin America. But if you have her with you and you can live in a pretty good place, I would say go for it because it's a beautiful place. I mean, listen, if you like drinking coffee, thank you very much. If you like drinking coffee, they got fantastic coffee. And I mean, you know, the people are really cool. They were really cool to me when I was there. I had a good time. Nobody messed with me. I didn't get into any bad situation. The only thing I didn't like was when you're going in and out of the airports, they checked me like 4 or 5 times. It was like right when you check in, they check your bags. Then it's like when you go through to one area, they check your bags. Then you go to another area, they check your bags. You want coffee? Oh, get your coffee sealed. They've got to seal it all up and, you know, put a sticker on it and all this other shit. That was a little bit of a pain. Now, for me, I wouldn't go live there. If you got a Colombian wife, by all means, I would go. You speak Spanish now, Kevin? That would be good. I don't know. I mean, you know, Colombia I wouldn't say Colombia was over the top, but you know, the thing is that, hello, Lucy. Hola. How do you say that? What am I thinking here? I'm thinking in Thai. ¿Cómo está usted? All right. I haven't been in New York City 3 years. No longer have to deal with wacko, nasty Democrats. Yeah, see, I don't deal with any of that shit anymore. I don't have to listen to Democrats whining. I don't have to listen to the bickering between Republicans and Democrats. You know, now I know there's the government shutdown. Hopefully it'll be taken care of soon for the good of the people. But I think a lot of it is just nonsense. And, you know, they're for their own parties. They're not for the people now. And that's why I don't want to get involved in politics. I'm not involved in politics here because I can't vote. So why should I be? If it affects me, well, then I got to have other options. I got to have a plan B, plan C. And I've been here for 31 years, and I haven't had to use a plan B. Yeah, the culture in Colombia is much different than in Southeast Asia or Thailand or whatever, but it was a beautiful place. I loved it. It was fantastic, man. I came back from that place, I was like, all right, and I didn't spend nearly as much money as I mean, you know, I went with for 2 weeks, I had like $3,000, and, you know, I spent maybe I spent like $1,500. I don't even care about all that stuff. I don't care about all that. Let people be however they want to be, if that's how they want to be, because I'm not there and I'm not dealing with it. If I had to deal with it here, I'd go somewhere where it isn't. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't do it. It's very safe. Just, yeah, certain areas that you have to be careful of. So you got to know where you are. It's like Brazil. You go to Brazil, if you go into the slums, well, you know, you better be careful. It's the same thing in Colombia, but like where I was, I went for I think it was the WBA convention, the World Boxing Association convention. And, you know, at that time I was working in boxing, and we had like 3 guys in the rankings, and I had to see if I could get a title fight for one of them and all this stuff. And, you know, I didn't feel good like the first couple of days I was there, probably because of the travel, but after a couple of days, I was great, man. It was like, I was like, wow. And their chicken was just as good as it is here. You know, their chicken was fantastic. I went to some little chicken places there that were awesome, and yeah, I mean, you know, I loved it there. I did like it. I would go to Colombia before Brazil any day of the week. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that. It's supposed to be like 2.7%. So, you know, 2.7%, well, yeah, the food was awesome when I was there. Man, we went out for, like, I'm telling you, we went to like little chicken places like on the corner, and for like $1.50, we had like a big piece of chicken or whole chicken or whatever. And yeah, I mean, that's one thing I remember, is that I didn't have any problems with their coffee and with their nightlife. I didn't have any problems with the nightlife, and I didn't have any problems with the food. It was fantastic. Whereas I went to Nicaragua, also for a convention, and I didn't like it. I found the people to be a little bit standoffish. They weren't as friendly as Colombians, and I just didn't like it nearly as much. And when I went to Panama, I don't remember much because I was only there for a couple days, but I met Roberto Duran there, and I was like for me, that was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting Roberto Duran, you know. And I got a picture of it with my iPhone, I think it was an iPhone 3 or something. And the picture was shit. It was dark. It was a total piece of shit picture. I don't even know where it is now. But I was so excited about meeting him. I was like, oh my God. And I met Sugar Ray Leonard, and I wasn't that excited. He was with some hot chick, and I just met him in the casino and started talking to him, and we stood there for like 10 minutes. He was really cool. And I didn't get to meet Tommy Hearns because I was in the casino and there was Tommy Hearns, and he was surrounded by about 10 really big guys, and they wouldn't let me talk to him. They're like, nah, get out of here. And I was like, all right, fine, you know, that's cool. No worries. I met a lot of boxers when I was back in the U.S. and even here. You know. Yeah, I wouldn't definitely, I mean, you know, people have said, oh, you should live in Nicaragua. Fuck, I don't want to live there. I want to live somewhere kind of modern. I think now he is. Now he looks back on his career and he realizes, you know, just what it was. I mean, he had an amazing career. And he realizes that and realizes, you know, that the fans are basically who made him. But, you know, I was watching something, not to get on the boxing subject too much, but it is my birthday. We'll talk about whatever I feel like. I was watching a fight between Iran Barkley and Nigel Benn. And I love Nigel Benn. He was such a badass. And I saw him do a video where he was hitting the pads with Ricky Hatton. He was 52 years old. I was like, when was this? I go, Ricky Hatton looks old, and Nigel Benn looks young, and Nigel Benn is ripping like 5-punch combinations, I mean, like in 2 seconds. I was like, holy shit, he's really fast. I was like, holy shit, and he hits hard. And then I found out he was 52, and I go, oh my God. He was supposed to fight, and then he got injured, and then he stopped. Yeah, well, actually, I think it was Dan Deerdorf and Alex Wallau. I don't know if Alex Wallau is still alive. If you guys remember him. He was a great, great announcer. Oh, he died. He died a couple days ago. Oh, that's terrible. He died 5 days ago. Son of a bitch. Well, he lived to be 80. And I think he had throat cancer or something. Yeah, he had cancer. He was 80 years old. Okay. But he covered a lot of, he just died of old age. But he had throat cancer. I remember when he got throat cancer. Yeah, he became ABC's boxing analyst after Howard Cosell. He was honored by the Boxing Writers Association of America as the top television boxing journalist in his first year. And then he had a football player, Dan Deerdorf, come on the what do you call it, the telecast with him, and he didn't know anything, and he taught him about boxing, and he taught him how to be an announcer and all this other kind of stuff. And he was fantastic. He was a great announcer, man. I don't know what he's doing now. Let me see here. Oh, he was on Monday Night Football. Is he still alive? Oh shit, he played in the Pro Bowl 6 times. Yeah, oh my God, he's 6'3", 275. 76 years old now. So he's still alive. But he was great. Those fights back then were the best, man. Those were the days. Oh, Nigel Benn was an absolute machine. When he used to go to Mallorca, he had a house in Mallorca, but he used to go train in Mallorca, and our boxing team actually, I looked into it to go to Mallorca for a month, and it was just too expensive. We couldn't really justify it. We would have lost money by going there and recouping the money and all this. It would have been we would have lost a bunch of money. Because you got to set up a training camp, you got to do all this kind of stuff. But man, I wanted to go there. I wanted to go there and have the guys run on the beach, and I was just dying to go there. But he used to go train there, and yeah, I mean, I used to watch him I used to watch every one of his fights. He was an animal. You look it up. You look up Nigel Benn training with Ricky Hatton, and you'll see what I'm talking about. He looks really good. I was like, holy shit, this guy's 52. Dan was a great announcer. Deerdorf was a fantastic announcer, and he brought, listen, whether you liked him or not, Howard Cosell was awesome because he got excited. He got excited about the broadcast, and he really brought his excitement to the event. And then when he's with, and he knew when to talk and when not to talk. So they made a great team, I liked Al Michaels too. Al Michaels was great. I mean, they had all these great announcers back in the day. Now, I can't watch that, most of the time I watch Dazen, and I'm like, oh, these guys suck. I didn't really like them. Shit, Al Michaels is still working. Unbelievable. He's 80 years old. Oh yeah, he used to work with John Madden. Unbelievable. Anyway, there was all these guys, man, Oh yeah, he was with Marv Albert and Sugar Ray Leonard on NBC Saturday Night Fights. That was in 2015. And I think Marv Albert got caught with some hooker or something. I don't remember. But it was wild. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, no, Ricky Hatton looked in shape when he had to be. But when he was out of the ring and he wasn't training, he didn't look in very good shape. Oh man, he's an animal. He's a fucking animal, man. And now I think he's a minister or something, and his son boxes, which that almost never amounts to anything. Julio Cesar Chavez, his son boxed and was nowhere near as good as Julio Cesar Chavez. You get a second generation person of a rich fighter. Like Julio Cesar Chavez is pretty wealthy. And they just don't have that same hunger. They don't have that drive, And that's why Duran, a lot of these guys, Chavez, Ben, they were brought up rough. And so they had to make it out. If they wanted to make it out, they had to make some money. And yeah, I met Rocky Lockridge also, Rocky Lockridge is dead now. But if you know anything about him, he was a great fighter back when like Hector Camacho was fighting and stuff like that. Yeah. Who's that? Oh, Chavez Jr. Yeah, but I mean, listen, I'm not one who thinks that Jake Paul can't fight. What I think he does is he rigs the fights in his favor. I want to see him fight at his weight when he cuts his weight to whatever he's going to fight at. He decides at that weight, then he fights somebody who is a natural, whatever the weight is, 175 pounder, 195 pounder, whatever the hell it is. He decides to fight at that weight. He fights somebody in the rankings. I want to see how he does then. Because I think if he fights anybody really good, he's gonna get his ass handed to him. Thank you, Cyrus. Thank you very much. No, he's not a bad boxer. He's really come a long way, and I mean, he's got the balls to get in the ring and fight. But let's face it, he fought an old Tyson. He fought Anderson Silva when he was old. I mean, come on, man. You know, how can you view someone in a positive way as a fighter when he doesn't fight anybody worth a shit? If he fought Anthony Joshua, Joshua would absolutely destroy him. Let him fight Anthony Joshua and see what happens. You know. Yeah, and that's Tommy Fury. Now, that wasn't a very good fight, but he got beat. That's the way it goes, you know. I loved Howard Cosell. I think he knew the sport. He was entertaining. He spoke very eloquently. He got excited when he needed. I mean, listen, if you saw the fight between Ron Lyle and George Foreman, and George Foreman I think he got knocked down once or twice in the fight, and he came back and he knocked Ron Lyle out. And Foreman's got him up on the ropes and he's just hitting him with a left hook. And he keeps nailing him with the left hook. And he says, now George fights back. Now George fights back. And you know, he was incredible for his time. And, you know, now people don't want to hear that. They want to bullshit. This is why I don't like boxing that much anymore. I just want to see the fight. I don't want to hear Bruce Buffer, you know, for MMA. I don't even want to hear Michael Buffer. I don't want, let's get ready to rumble. I don't want to hear this shit. Here's the fighter in corner A. Here's the fighter in corner B. Let's go. It's a fight. I don't want to watch a hip hop band perform before the fight. I don't want to watch any of this shit. That's what it is. It's crap. And that's what Dazin, listen, Dazin has put some good fights on. But their announcers, you got fucking Mario Lopez in there. I'm sorry, Mario Lopez will never be as good as, say, Sugar Ray Leonard. It's all bullshit. Well, I mean, the ring walks, that's the fighters. That's about them. You got Hector Camacho, Macho Camacho, him going in the ring, him fighting. I watched Camacho. Listen, I mean, I'm not bragging, but I know my shit when it comes to boxing. I mean, I used to read book after book after book when I was a kid. I won an award from the Boxing Writers Association when I was writing for them, writing for the magazines. I got honorable mention. I got number 3 in the United States for this boxing trivia thing that they had in all the bars. They had these machines in like every bar. And I got 3rd place in that. And, I studied from bare knuckle days. I don't know as much about the new guys or anything like that, but I know a fair bit about it. And Camacho, when he was 130 pounds, when he first came on the scene, he was fantastic. Me and my buddies used to watch him fight. We just would go, oh my God, this guy, he's so fast. And he hits so goddamn hard. He's fantastic. But once he fought Rosario, and he got stung. Rosario was a good little fighter, and he got stung by him. Once he got nailed and he got hurt, he didn't like that. And then every fight after that, he fought on the tip of his toes. He fought using his footwork and not just standing in the pocket and that's the mark of a great fighter. A fighter can stand in the pocket, like James Toney, Roberto Duran. You stand, even, even Hagler, Leonard, they stand in the pocket. You can't hit them. Or you hit them and you're hitting their gloves or something like that. That's a great fighter. And, he was fantastic before Rosario. After that, he wasn't nearly as good, in my opinion, but, that's what happens. Anyway, so, memory lane, boxing. I don't know why they're always, I go out to get a cab, and every time I go out to get a cab, they have a bullhorn. It's propped up on the overhang, and it's spouting off shit. And I'm like, why do they have this thing on for everybody to listen to? And they never stop. It's just noise. This is what I mean. It's so annoying. And at 9:44, 11 minutes from now, they're going to turn the music on. There's nobody even in here. Everybody who's here is working. They're not talking for people who are working here. They got this decathlon over there. I like it because they got inexpensive stuff there that's decent quality, but part of me is like, it feels like I'm in China. They got all these little stores now in the mall that are like, 60 baht, you only pay 60 baht here. And then of course they have little things. They go, oh, well, this one's a special price. And it's Korean or Japanese or Chinese. It's like they've got like 10 stores now in the mall that are like, and I went looking for coffee. The other day I thought to myself, it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Is that what it is? The Asians fart a lot? I can't even hear him, it's muffled. Well, that would be pretty funny. A movie about me stuck in the mall. Unbelievable. I saw this girl that she works here at the mall. And I used to think, oh, this is very cute, very nice. And she helped me once a long time ago because they were trying to charge me and I had the coupon and they wouldn't take the discount and all that. So she comes up, speaks to me in perfect English, and I start speaking to her. So now for years we see each other and we always say hello. I bought her a coffee before. She's given me a free coffee. I saw her the other day and I thought, God damn, she hasn't aged very well. I mean, that's what I thought. My first impression was, is that her? And she goes, oh, I work up in the offices now. And I think what happened is she doesn't walk around anymore. She just sits there on her ass. So she's gotten a little bit wider. But I went looking for a coffee, and they only have a couple of coffee shops. They might have one or two places where, there's a place right over here, straight ahead. They'll sell you coffee, but it's crap coffee. I mean, it's, it's like cheap, it's a cheap Thai coffee. Yeah, I don't know why they don't shut up. I don't want to hear this. Thank you. So now we have 8 minutes of silence. So I was looking for coffee. Now they have the place right straight ahead, and they have some coffee, but it's crappy coffee. There are a couple places like that. They're selling macarons or whatever they are, and they're selling some kind of sweet or whatever, and they sell coffee on the side. Like, I think Dunkin' Donuts sells coffee. I don't usually go to those places because they don't really have great coffee. So I went looking around for a coffee. I go upstairs because I know on like the third or fourth floor, I know on the third or fourth floor, there's a coffee place. So I go up. I can't find the coffee place. I go up again. There's no coffee place. So I'm like, what the hell? I start looking, and the coffee place is supposed to be there. Now, what is this? It's pretty rare to find a person that's fluent in English and gets into innuendo. Yeah. How does the XP work on here? I don't know what you're talking about. Tea here in Georgia. Oh, they have tea shops. I love tea, to be honest. They should change the name of macaroons to saddlebags, making those ladies think twice. Yeah, I try to stay away from all that stuff. I mean, you know, I like donuts, I like macaroons. They all taste great, but you know what they do. So I look at it now and I say, well, I can enjoy myself this minute for 5 minutes, but then I'm going to have to pay for, you know, I might have to pay for months. Tea time, you have tea time. Well, we probably have 10 different teas at the house now. My wife gets free tea, and, you know, we've got the little thing with the basket in it, you know, the strainer. We got tea bags. We got all this stuff. And I'm one of the only ones who does it. What I have a lot of is mint tea. I get fresh mint. It's 30 baht here, which is less than $1. And then I just put it in a piece of plastic. It's a plastic like a Tupperware or whatever. You put a wet paper towel down in it. You put the mint in there. Then you get a wet paper towel, put it on top, and then it keeps it fresh. So I break it out, break some mint off, put it in, put the tea bag in, or put whatever kind of tea it is in there, and then I drink it. Usually I have that at about 1 o'clock every day. No chicory. I don't have chicory. No. I have water, coffee, and tea. And that's about it. Nothing else. You know, they used to have this, what the hell was the name of the place? Let me see here. I'm going to find out here. Let's see. It's not going to tell me. It's some, you know, place that sells clothes, but they also have a shop, and then they have out in the middle they have like a place that sells tea, and they sell crumpets, they sell macarons, they sell all kinds of stuff. And let me see something here. What is it? No, there is no Chipotle. Unbelievable. Let me see here. I loved the tea till I saw all the condensed milk they were putting in it. Well, that's only some of the places. Places that make great tea, like I think it's T&G. Is that what it is? The tea that's so expensive. Let me see. Is that what it is? TWG. They sell it at Emporium, and it's like $30 or something like that for a pack of. Let me see what the price is. It's expensive. They don't have Thailand? What the fuck? Let me see here. Definitely, it is. Okay, it's definitely an expensive tea. TWG. It's all right. Here it is, right here. 1,090 baht for how many? How many do you get? 15 bags. So that's about 32 bucks for 15 bags. So they're about $2 each for one bag of tea, which is expensive here. It's Cath and Kidston. That's the name of the place. And that place had they had all kinds of stuff here. Let me see what they're. Let me see here. They sell bags. They sell. Okay, they sell bags. They sell. Jesus Christ! They sell accessories, cards and coins, fashion accessories, bed and bath, kitchen textile, stationaries, skincare products, things for kids, fashion things, outerwear, dresses, shoes. But they also have a tea place. Do you miss anything about living in the U.S.? I enjoy coconut berry Red Bulls. I don't drink that Red Bull shit anymore. I just don't do it. But as far as things that I miss, yes, I miss conch fritters, key lime pie, my mother's cooking, rum cake, Jamaican rum cake. Oh, my God, that's the bomb. That beats key lime pie. I miss eating dolphin. You know, they call it mahi mahi in some places, or dorado or whatever, but in Florida we call it dolphin. It's a fish. I know you know what it is, but a lot of people are like, oh, you eat flipper? No, I don't eat flipper. I eat the fish. And it's so good, man. My mother used to make it. She used to marinate it in a wine and egg dip, and then she would put it in breadcrumbs, real fine breadcrumbs. She'd get butter, put the butter in the pan, then lay the fish down and fry it in the butter. And man, it was so damn good. I mean, and you know, my father used to go fishing. He would catch all kinds of dolphin, and he'd catch the dolphin, he'd catch snapper, he'd catch grouper, oh man, he just caught all these different fish, sailfish. So we ate a lot of fish, man. But that one I miss. I really miss that one. I don't miss anything else, though. I mean, I miss my family a little bit, you know. No barracuda. Barracuda, you eat small bits of it, that's all right. But if you eat a lot of it, it can be poisonous. So I don't eat that. Yellowtail. No, I don't eat puffer fish. Tuna, I eat tuna here. I eat tuna all the time. Most of the time it's just canned stuff because I don't want to have to cook it. When you cook it, it's not really a tasty fish to me. You don't want to cook it all the way. Here I have mackerel. I have canned mackerel. I have mackerel steaks. I have salmon steaks. I have whitefish, like dory, or what is it, Pangasius, I think that's what it's called. Well, sometimes I'll eat squid. I've had sea urchin sashimi, and I don't know what this thing is about Minato now. You know, Minato has changed, this Japanese restaurant that I like a lot, and 2/4 Korean's been there several times. They used to have some really, really great food there. And now you can't sit at the bar. So you can't sit there and like watch the guy making it in front of you, and then he just hands it to you. You know, they used to have all kinds of salmon skin roll and all these other kind of things. Now they don't have a lot of that stuff. They've got this stuff like, you know, katsudan, you know, where you get an egg and you get white rice, and then they put the fried pork cutlet on top of it. You get that kind of shit because it's, I guess that's what people want, and you know, you have to go and sit somewhere else. So it makes it a lot more difficult. Here's the music that I was talking about. Yeah, grouper's always good. Grouper's very good. I've been buying fish now since beef is insanely priced now. I use the fish to make an Oriental style fish soup. I used to order tilapia at Red Lobster. Really? Is it pricey there, or is it a cheaper kind of fish? I'm wondering how expensive it is in the U.S. Because I've eaten at Red Lobster. Hey, thank you, Charles. Thank you very much. Old man, I love that. I am old now. You know, I'm at the age of retirement in the U.S. And if you want, you can say, oh, well, you can retire at 67. All right, well, it won't be long, and I'll be there. Thanks a lot. Here's the dancing girl. We got the dancing girl right here. Hey, you want to dance? Why? Tamaya, I'll kick you. She's too lazy. She said, no, I'm lazy. I don't want to dance now. She's got to be in the mood, apparently. Everybody leave Charles a thumbs up. Choke me to you, Charles. Beer battered crappie, or even better, walleye. Yeah, I mean, walleye is good. Listen, what I used to like from California is I would go out into, I don't know if anybody knows where it is. There's really a Red Lobster there? I never even knew that. I don't know that I would go there because it's probably overpriced. Maybe I would just to go see. 65 as Gen Xer? No. No, not at all. That's not what I am. I'm the baby boomer. A late baby boomer or a early Gen X. I was born in 62. Late baby boomer or early Gen X. Okay. I've never heard of myself referred to as a Gen Xer. Ever. Yeah, baby boomer. Exactly. Which, whatever. I mean, you know, you can label me whatever you want. I'll be dead in 25 years, 5 years. I don't know when, but, you know, eventually. Gen X. You're a Gen Xer. Apparently Gen X is like 62, 63. It started. So I don't know really, but it doesn't matter. I don't really care, man. You know what I care? I care about this. I'm healthy. My family's healthy. I'm eating good and my family's eating good. We're comfortable. We're all comfortable. We have money for the things we need. That's about it. That's really all I care about right now. You know, is my family well? Are my friends well? Yes, okay. I want that. But other than that, I don't care. I don't care about politics anymore. I don't care about any of this shit. I don't care, you know? I don't care. You can call me whatever you want. Okay, I'm a Gen Xer. Okay. You want to call me a binary Gen X, whatever you, okay, whatever you say, you know? Yeah, happiness, listen, you know, I think as long as you have your needs met and you feel good, I don't worry about even being labeled. Oh, I'm so happy. What is happy? What is happy? What is happy? I know I'm not unhappy. You know, happy is a feeling of joy, pleasure, or good fortune, exactly how you'd feel if you learned that you won the lottery or got accepted into your number one choice of colleges. Well, yeah, okay. So I guess I feel happy because I'm more positive than negative. Yeah. Yes, Ben. I'm here, and there is a food court, and it's quite good. I don't eat at it. I almost never eat here because I eat at home. Because I don't want to eat here because most of the food is dog shit. And I mean that from a health standpoint. I don't mean that from the taste standpoint. It tastes quite good. My wife is happy. I served her tea. That's all it takes to keep her happy. That's great. Let me just serve. You know what? What's funny is I got it's called a Hario switch. It's like, well, let me show you. It's kind of like one of these things right there to the right. Let me see. Yeah, that thing where it's like a funnel, and you put a filter in it. You put your coffee in there, and the switch is up. You pour the water over it, and you have a certain amount of water, certain amount of grams of coffee and all that. You pour it in. Ah, shit, man. You pour it in there, and you let it sit for about a minute, and then you hit the switch, and the coffee starts draining draining down from the coffee. The water starts draining down from the coffee. No, not really. Common Guy is not really healthy. It depends on who's making it and how they're making it. If you get the fried chicken and you eat it with all that rice, no. If you get the boiled chicken and they don't put any sauce on it, or they don't put the broth, then it might be more healthy. It's not really unhealthy, but it's not real healthy. And the rice, you know, I don't eat rice now. I'm not a rice eater anymore. I'm so glad to be out of the States. That's why I'm here. Yeah, I mean, see, I'm way past that. I'm out of the United States and I'm so happy. I'm so far past that. It's still got a lot of carbs in it, man. You know, I mean, really. For me, I don't want to eat rice. I don't want to eat noodles. I don't want to eat bread. It's mostly carbs. If you have 100 grams of cooked brown rice, 110 calories, okay, that's not terrible. 23 carbs, 2.5 grams of protein, 0.9 grams of fat, and 1.8 gram of fiber. So 85% of the calories are from carbs. But to be completely honest, I try to stick under 40 grams of carbs per day. So just that one serving of brown rice would be more than half of what I need in a day. And I get all the calories, the carb calories, for me, I get from like zucchini, cucumber, tomatoes. That's most, and from fish, you know, that's mostly what I get the carbs from. If your goal is fat loss, longevity, God damn, I can't say the word, Longevity, Jesus Christ. Or steady energy. It's better to limit rice or replace rice entirely with cleaner, low-carb options. Well, that might just happen. I mean, I don't know. Just for me, listen, everybody has their own choice. You can choose to have rice. You can choose not to have rice. Yeah, I mean, for me, zucchini is good. It replaces it. Yeah, I just don't need it. I don't miss it anymore. You know, you can have cauliflower rice if you really want. Oh, what's today? Wednesday? Why are they not? They haven't locked this place up yet. I don't know why. Today's not a holiday. Today is Wednesday. It's not a holiday. I don't know why they're opening up early today. Oh, what is this? Oh, God. What is this here? Rice won't give you 100% of your daily carbs, but if you're eating bread, rice, and pasta daily, then yeah, that's why I don't have it. I mean, really, I just don't, I don't see the need. It's just like me not wanting to drink. Hang on a second, I got to respond to this here. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't need any of that keto shit either. I don't do that either. I don't want to have to always be going, oh, well, should I have this? Should I have that? Should I have... They have a little keto section in Fresh Mart here. They have a whole keto section. Keto desserts, keto this, keto that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just staying away from it. I don't want it. I mean, when I say I'm strict with the diet now, I'm just like if I was fighting, that's how I'm eating. And I want to do that. That's my own thing. I want to do it because my goal is that when I show my stomach, I show my abs again, like I used to. Now, I don't know if that's ever going to come true, but if I get down to 75 kilos, I'll be in really good shape because I fought at 75 kilos when I was younger and I was in great shape. So if I can get to 75 or 80 kilos, I'll be in pretty good shape. I may be short, but I'm wide. So whatever it works out to, I'll be fine. But I don't want to eat all that stuff because it's like I got to differentiate. Now I don't have to. I got a bunch of tuna sitting in the cabinet. I got salmon, I got mackerel, I got burgers, beef burgers, I got steaks, I got lamb, I got fish, all kinds of fish, salmon, mackerel. So all I do is every morning I wake up, I take out things from the freezer to let them defrost. By the time I come home, they're defrosted. I throw them in. Greek yogurt. I have some Greek yogurt. This is just what I do. It's just fuel. That's all it is. So I want to put the best fuel I can so that I'll be somewhat healthy. That's the only goal. Just be healthier. I don't want to lug around. I've already lost 15.4 kilos. So that's 3 bags of rice. You think about that. 3 5-kilo bags of rice. One 5-kilo bag is a lot, but 3 is a hell of a lot. So if I put 3 5-kilo bags on my back right now, I would be dying. You know, 100 times better than store-bought breads. I just bought another bag of rice. That's a ton of weight. I know it is. And that's why, I mean, I get people all the time go, oh, you're calling this person obese and this. Listen, I've been skinny, I've been in great shape, and I've been fat. I know what it's like. I don't want to shame anybody. I'm not trying to do that. But from a health perspective, Thais are getting fatter, and so are Filipinos. And guess what? I've lived here for a long time. I know about nutrition. I've been in the boxing ring. I've been outside the boxing ring. I've studied nutrition. I know about it. I know a fair bit about it. I know enough to speak fairly eloquently on it. I don't know everything. And my mother is got a PhD in dietetics. So anything I don't know, I ask her about. You know. So I feel fairly confident that that I know what I'm talking about. And you know, I got some Filipino chick. I think she's probably a fat Filipino. I don't know. She's all butthurt because I'm speaking about this. Well, I don't care. I'll speak on whatever I want on this channel. That's the thing. So, you know, there's a lot of Filipinos that are in good shape. I understand that, but there's also a lot of fat ones, and there's a lot of fat Thais. And there's a hell of a lot of fat Americans. You know, and I know it's not easy to lose weight, but you know, what do you want me to say? Wow. Yeah, it's my birthday. That's another one in the can. So today I will have a piece of cake, a little piece of cake. That's if my wife even gets one. She may think I don't want a piece of cake. I don't know. But if she gets one, I'll have a little piece of cake. And that's fine. Oh, I'm saying whatever the fuck I want here. I'm not stifled by, you know, politicians or rules or any of that. You know, I try to keep it respectful. But if somebody starts attacking me, I won't have ice cream. I'm not going to have ice cream. Ice cream is a weakness, for sure. You know, I mean, I used to get a pint of Haagen-Dazs and I'd eat the whole thing. And that was when I was in shape. Then when I wasn't in shape, I'd eat it and I'd go, oh, God, I feel like shit. When I was in shape, what I'd go is, okay, I'm going to jump rope. And 2 hours later, I'd go and jump rope for an hour. But not anymore. You know, now I just don't eat it because I know I like it too much. Haagen-Dazs. And Haagen-Dazs is also about 430 baht here. Oh, fuck them. I don't care. I don't really care. You know, I'm ready to ban her because I don't want to listen to her shit. She's like, oh, you think you do research and you know about this and you know about... And I'm like, listen, if you're fat, you're fat. Acknowledge it. Don't tell me that you got extra curves and I got to look at you and enjoy you for this. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But that's up to me. If I go, hey, I'm not into fat chicks, that's my own preference. I'm allowed to say that. And I don't care what anybody says. You know, hey, you don't like me, that's okay. It's your preference. You don't have to like me. If you like me, you're allowed to say that. If you don't like me, you're allowed to say that too. You can say whatever the hell you want. They do have some yogurt here, but I don't really mess with it. I don't really have yogurt too much. No, I have Greek yogurt, which is fantastic because with Greek yogurt, you know, it's pretty low calorie, it's low fat. Yeah. And I have, like right now, I have about 7 containers of Greek yogurt because it takes me about a day and a half to go through 1 container. 150 grams of Greek yogurt with every meal. So, yeah, it takes me about a day and a half. So I go through those yogurts pretty fast. I'm going to get some today. But, you know, whatever. I mean, I know people that, like my kid, he eats rolled oats with strawberries or blueberries or raspberries, whatever we have. He eats that every single morning. He almost never veers from that. And for dinner, he comes home, he has his meal. I don't know what he's eating for lunch. You know, usually he takes something from the house for lunch. Thank you very much. Usually he takes something to lunch. When he comes home, we have a dinner, some kind of dinner waiting for him that we already cooked for whoever. My wife might have cooked it. He has that, and he has a protein shake because he's skinny and he wants to gain weight. So he has a gainer, he has a protein gainer, and he has that every single night. So, you know, we eat a lot of the same stuff all the time. We know what we like to eat. Anyway, enough about what you eat. You can eat whatever you want. You want to be fat, be fat. Listen, I've seen people on motorcycles. You know, I've seen guys on motorcycle. They're 350 pounds. They're the only person on the bike. You're not putting somebody else on the back of the bike. And, okay, so, whatever, you know. That's why we're all different. That's why we're not all alike like little snowflakes. Because all of our bodies are different. And all of our faces are different. And, you know the story. That's how it goes. So what time is it now? Let's see here. An hour. It must be 10:10. Something like that. We got about 20 minutes left. 15 minutes left. Something like that. Oh God, if I could change one thing, I wish I never had to poop forever. Has my son integrated into society? Yeah, I mean, he's half Thai, why wouldn't he? 11:10 p.m., yeah. So 8:10 on the West Coast. That's why I usually have the streams on it. It used to be 9 o'clock, but maybe that's a little too late for some people. So 8 or 8:30 seems to be about the right time. Although, you know, I looked at the demographic, it's changing a little bit. It used to be that most people watched YouTube at night. Now it's starting to be they're watching more in the morning. So I don't know. I'm talking about in the U.S. So it you know, it just depends on what you want to hit. And I've streamed here at night and it's morning there, and it's usually completely different. There's a completely different set of people that watch the stream. So, you know, I found this guy on YouTube a couple days ago, and I know who he is. I know about him because he got thrown in jail here in Thailand, and then he became, well, he boxed before he went in. But then he was, you know, drinking and drugging, and he got caught. And he was doing time in Bangkok, in the Bangkok prison, and I guess it was the Bangkok Hilton. That was one of the prisons that he'd been in. And His name is Billy Moore, and he did he had a movie done about him, where it shows about him going into prison, getting caught, going into prison, and fighting and getting out of prison. And I started watching his channel. He's got a channel where he walks around in rough neighborhoods, and he finds people. He's got a channel. I think it's called All or Nothing. The All or Nothing, maybe it's called the All or Nothing or something, All or Nothing with Billy Moore. But he's an older guy. He's fought quite a bit. And so I liked him. And I started watching some of his stuff, and it was pretty good. But, he's very chill, and I like that. He doesn't want to, I mean, there's guys that come up to him, and they're like totally out of their heads, just totally gone. And, they're like trying to instigate him into a fight, and he's like, nah, I don't think I want to do that, And he's like, well, listen, if you really want, we could go out in the back there, and we can do it. He's got to be in his 50s. But, he seems to be doing pretty well now, which is great. If you're going to go into jail, when you come out, it's good that you can do something positive, and it seems like he is, so that's good. But I like watching some of the videos that I watch, because these guys try to start fights with him, and he doesn't want to fight with them. Because first of all, most of them, you could blow over. You hit them with one shot, that's it, they're going down, and they might hit their head. You don't know what's going to happen. But most of them, they're not anything that, they're not going to be able to fight. They couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag. So, he doesn't fight with them. But he did, there was a guy that went into a bank, and he had been standing around harassing people and, kind of giving them a hard time. And so he went into a bank, and he started harassing the people in the bank. And finally he went in. He was filming it, and the guy tried to start, some like real trouble in there. And he just like grabbed him with one arm and kind of threw him outside. Threw the guy outside, and the guy just, as soon as he threw him, the guy went down and just laid there, and he was out. He was so drunk and so inebriated that him being thrown and falling on the ground was enough to make him, I don't know if he was knocked out or what, but he didn't get up after that. It was a while, and then the police came and security came, and that was the only time I've seen him ever touch anybody in his videos. But they reminded me about me walking around in Thailand sometimes, and some of the people that I've come across, Well, what do you think he's going to do? I mean, really, he's either going to run or he's going to fight. That's all. You only got two choices. You can try to negotiate as much as you can, but when someone comes at you with a stick, you better do something. So, I think I can say what he would do. I don't think he wants to get into a confrontation. And in England, a lot of people are carrying knives and stuff like that. And I've seen some other videos. Most of the time, people they only stand up to someone if they have to. All right, everybody's coming in now. Now we're starting to, this place is getting noisy. Yeah, I mean, most of the time you can get away from it. You don't have to. I mean, there have been times when I got into a fight, and then afterwards I thought, I didn't really have to fight. I could have got away from it. I could have walked away or whatever it was. And I've learned from it now. I don't want any hassle, man. And even, I saw something that Roberto Duran said. He said, yeah, I fought. Yeah, I'm a fighter at heart. He said, but now I'm in a bar and somebody wants to fight. I just call security. They get rid of the guy. He says, if I have a problem, I talk to somebody. I try to talk my way out of it. He goes, life is good. He plays dominoes. So it's the same thing. Thank you very much, Walk NTM. Thank you. But yeah, he just tries to walk away, and I mean, that's probably the best thing you can do. Who wants that kind of shit anymore? I mean, nowadays especially, it's not like in the old days. It used to be two guys would be like, I remember this. I remember being in high school, getting my ass kicked because I was in like 8th grade, and there was a 9th grader. And somebody said to me, you don't have the balls to mess with him or something like that. So I walked up behind him and I knocked his books out from his arm. And then he goes, that's it. We're going out in the field after school. And I went, uh-oh. So I went and fought him after school. And he beat me. He was a lot bigger than me. And I didn't really know how to fight that well then. And, I kind of learned my lesson from that one. But, that was just looking for it. Why do you have to do that now? Now I'm like, I want to chill by myself on the beach. I want to find a deserted beach, just sit there, look at the waves, catch some sun, maybe fly my drone, and that's it. Live a life. You know what? I saw something the other day too. It said, I live the life of a cat. I don't remember who said that. But I started thinking about that, and I thought, what does that mean? So I looked it up. And basically it means you're living a life of leisure. You're doing what you want, when you want, because you think about it. Cats do whatever they want. Everybody waits on them. They get fed. They don't have to do any work. What do? They eat, they sleep, and they shit. They do absolutely nothing. A dog can work. A dog will work for you. He'll play with you. But they do pretty much whatever they want. So they're living a life of leisure, and I thought about it, and I thought to myself, well, that's exactly what I want to do now. I want to live the life of a cat. I don't want to do much. I just want to chill. Maybe go see a couple of places here and there, have a good time, sit and look at the Mediterranean, sit and look at the Andaman Sea, sit and, whatever. But that's about it. High aspirations, I know. But, I think I've earned it over the years, so. Anyway. Next year, I'll be here half my life, which, again, it's like a birthday. It doesn't really mean all that much, but it means that it means something. My kids are grown up. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? My kids are, one of them's 24. And the other one is, he's almost 23. He'll be 23 next month. He'll be 23 in 3 weeks. So they're grown up. And I can tell you, my wife might kiss their ass and wait on them hand and foot, but I don't. I tell them, you want to live in the house, you got to do your chores. If they don't do their chores, I tell them, you got to get over here and do your chores. Not later, but now. Pretty much. The younger one, but the older one, definitely. He's definitely independent. And I told him, he can stay at the house as long as he wants. He wants to stay for another 2 years, 3 years. He can do whatever he wants. Just save your money. And he is. He's doing well. Nicholas, hopefully he'll graduate sometime next year. And then he's got to get a job, and he's got to do all these things. And then that's it, hopefully. They're fully self-sufficient. So, But they're not like, it's not like I've got to, I've got to make sure they get off to school and go here and go there and, hey, I'll pick you up and I'll do this and I don't have to do any of that. Nothing. For the most part. Once in a great while maybe just to help them out, but that's about it. So, yes, thank you. And my wife, we got a little kitten that's for some reason holed up outside, and she's like, oh, can we just bring him in the house? I'm like, no, you cannot bring him. I don't want another cat in the house. That's the end of it. Yeah, I don't have to remind him nearly as much as I used to. Now I just go, listen, one day you got the chores, the next day you got the chores. Full chores. And their chores are help clean up the house a little bit, do the dishes, wash your dishes when you have your own dishes, take the garbage out, and clean up the cat poop. Throw out the cat litter. That's all they really have to do. Which is fine. They don't have to do more than that. And I'm okay. I'm good. Well, they have to bring the laundry to the laundromat. And my wife will do her own laundry, and she'll do their laundry. But when it comes to my laundry, like I have some laundry that's going to need to go to the lady down the street, and I'm not going to take it to the laundromat lady who will do it for you for like 100 baht. There's a lady right down the street, and I get all my laundry ready. I make sure that, I don't give her socks or anything like that. That kind of stuff can be done at the laundromat, or we can do it at home. I don't think we have the washer anymore. I think we gave it to her sister. But I don't have to do any of the laundry. I just have to pay for it. So that's 1,000 baht a month for you guys who want to know about the budget. For me, my laundry is about 1,000 baht a month to have it all folded, washed, dried, folded, nice and neat. About 250 baht a week. And it might be 200 baht a week, maybe 180 baht a week if I was doing it at the laundromat where the lady does it for me. If I wanted to do it by myself, it would be even cheaper. But you know what? It's a convenience thing. And that's the thing. I'm older now. I want it to be more convenient. Well, I don't know. What's a great life, I could be, if I was a tennis player and I made millions of dollars and I was living in a mansion and you could say, oh, you've got a great life. Well, maybe he has a better life than I have. I don't know, but my life is good enough for me. I'm happy with what I'm doing and, the family and everything else. I'm happy with it. At some point you got to go, what is it you want? How much do you need to be in a good way, to be positive? I go out of the country once or twice a year. I go somewhere in Thailand like 4 times a year. And, that's enough traveling for me. Well, we used to do the laundry at home, but we had to dry it. We used to have to hang it up to dry it. And then you have to iron it and do all, and it's just when you got 4 people living at a house, it's just not that convenient. Yeah, well, you don't have to fold everything, but I try to have everything folded nice and neat and ironed, and I want it all nice and proper. So all I have to do is get dressed, and I don't, sometimes I give Nicholas a hard time because, he comes downstairs, he's in a pair of sweats, and he's got a wrinkly old t-shirt on. And I'm like, dude, Iron your shirt. Have you worn that shirt before without cleaning it? What's going on with the shirt? Oh, well, I thought this was fine. And then, of course, the wife always sides with him. She'd be like, oh, he's only going, to the market or something like that. Whatever. She's a mother, She'll always be a mother. That's how it works. Your mother's always your mother. You better always respect her and love her for what she is, which a father is not the same thing. They have different purposes, and I give him different things than she does. So anyway, we are at the end of the stream today. I really appreciate it. I'm not going to stream tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to stream again. I don't know. I need a little time off. Yeah, I need a little time off, and but the videos will keep going up, so that's good. And yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you're just, hey, good night, Kevin. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. God, I've known Kevin since I was like 10 years old. It's been so long now. And all his brothers. That's going way back, man. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to prepare myself. Hey, thank you, Charles. 3031 would like to pick your brain. Seems I have a long haul here in Thailand. Email me at anamericaninbangkok@gmail.com. I don't think he discovered me on YouTube. I think it was on Facebook or something. And I've chatted with his mother. And actually one of his other brothers, I chatted with him a while back. But yeah, I mean, I grew up in front of his house, which was in the back, which there was a bunch of woods in the back, and we were all kids in the neighborhood, and it's a long time ago, man, but it was fun. Anyway, that's all I have. Thank you. Thank you for all the birthday wishes and everything. Thank you for the contributions and all that good stuff. Like I said, I appreciate it. And I don't know when I'll be back, but I'll be back in a while. I'll see you guys at some point. So take it easy. Thank you, Woke. Thank you very much. Was he with you when he found the drugs or money? Was it? Well, he wasn't with me, no. And I don't think he was there either. I'll talk to you about that later. Anyway, all right, I got to go. But thank you very much, and I will talk to you guys later. I'll see you all later. Chok di leo jerkan mai. That is good luck, and see you again.